Gary Bauer with the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom joins me now. This report says there's clear and convincing evidence of Chinese genocide against Uyghur Muslims and that China's leaders are the architects of this genocide. What should the United States do in response to these new findings?
The United States government has a number of tools at their disposal. They can sanction members of the Chinese government that are implicated in this genocide of the Uyghur people. They can put various penalties in our trade relationship between the two countries. But the real problem here, I think, is not in the hands of the United States government. It's how American business has been either directly or indirectly empowering the kind of repression that we're seeing in communist China, not only against the Uyghur Muslims, but against all religious faiths. And USCIRF particularly wants to call out corporate America for their failure to take steps to ensure that this does not happen.
And Commissioner Bauer, to that very point, your commission says there are numerous U.S. companies, including Nike, Amazon, and Tommy Hilfiger, that are making the plight of Uyghurs worse. Tell us how they're fueling the persecution.
Well, this is both interesting and deeply disturbing. 20 years ago, a huge debate in the United States on whether we ought to give China most favored nation status in trading. There was heavy lobbying by the American business community, by the National Chamber of Commerce to do that. And one of the arguments was that if we did this new improved trade relationship with communist China, it would change communist China. What we're seeing over the last 20 years, the trade with China is changing American corporations and making them lobbyists in many cases for communist China. The Uyghurs are being forced into slave labor. Literally, they're being put into factories where they work for nothing or virtually no wages. Numerous corporations in Europe and the United States have their supply chains in communist China. And those supply chains are being poisoned by being implicated in that slave labor.
What would be your message then to these various conglomerates that are operating today in China?
I would say to U.S. companies, remember, you are American companies. Stand for American values. And if you don't, we're going to call you out and shame you. You're risking your company's reputation by not taking this issue seriously.
Commissioner Bauer, thank you so much for coming on the broadcast.
My pleasure.